Hi, it's Miss Julie at the library, and welcome to another session of our virtual library madness. For today's project, you should get some newspaper to cover your work surface, and I'd recommend having a few layers, not just one, like open up a section or any kind of covering. If you have a vinyl tablecloth or anything that you don't mind getting something on it, cover your surface. And then you need a coffee filter. So it could be smaller than this if you want, or bigger. Just the circular kind works great. You'll need some markers, and I'd make sure you have yellow. Get a variety of colors. You need a plastic cup of some kind. This is gonna get messy, so a throwaway one would work best. You'll need a few rubber bands, probably 2 for each, 1 or 2 per project that you do. And then you need heavy starch. This I got at Family Dollar. It's very cheap if you don't have it in your house. A lot of people use it for ironing. So what you're going to do with today's projects, and I called it Coffee Filter Glow, because one idea you can do for this, it can just serve as a beautiful piece of kind of sculpture or art, or you can also turn it into, put a candle votive in it, and it'll be sort of a glowing, really pretty candle holder. So what you're gonna do is you're going to wanna cover your coffee filter with decorations. So that's where your markers come in. You can do this any way that you want, but I would suggest that you do leave some areas of open white. And that is because we're going to spray it, it's gonna get wet, and those colors are gonna bleed. And when colors bleed into each other, they mix. So leaving a little bit of white space will allow some room for some of that color mixing without everything completely bleeding together. You can experiment with this. I think a good way to start is to pick whatever color you want, and you might want to just color around the outside edge, like all the way around the same color. I just picked a marker that didn't work very well, but I'll just give you a general idea. So maybe go around your edge with one color. I'm gonna show you one that my daughter did that my dog actually got a hold of, so keep it away from your dog, because he grabbed it and he ripped a little bit of the corner. But this is what she did. You do not have to do it like this, but notice how there are lots of different colors and there are areas of white. You can just mark like with your marker. You don't have to necessarily have the same pattern. You could merely mark through it like that. I just kind of scribbled like that. So you don't have to be, she did some hearts. You can do it however you like, but this is what you would do. So once you have it covered the way you like, then you're gonna wanna take your cup and you're going to put your coffee filter that's colored over your cup, and that's when your rubber bands come in. You're going to want to rubber band it to the cup. So you can do it even if you want an even look for your vase, or if you'd like it to look asymmetrical, you can put one side, you could do it like this. You could have it taller, like longer back here and shorter in the front. Any way you want to do it is fine. So what you would do is you would rubber band this down, and it just depends if you want more open, a more open look, then you just would put one rubber band at the top. When I did it, I did put 2 rubber bands on to hold it. I did mine pretty evenly, but you can do it however you like. So you're gonna rubber band it like that, so it's on the cup, and then you wanna put it on that covered area, and that's when you're gonna take your starch, and you're gonna spray, you're gonna wet the entire thing. So you're gonna spray your starch, I'll scoot this back so you can see it, all the way around, so that it's completely wet. Might look a little bit white when you spray the starch on, but that's okay, it's gonna dry. So then that is soaked. The colors, I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna try to pick it up, it's a little bit wet. But you can see here the colors are starting to bleed together. So then you're just gonna leave that cup. You're gonna leave that to sit, depending on what time of day you do that. You're gonna need to let it sit most of the day, possibly overnight. And this is what that one looks like when it's dry. So this was the exact same pattern that I showed you. I had my daughter make 2 identical ones so you could see what it looked like once it dried. So you can see it definitely there's not a lot of white space, even though when I held that up, there was white space. So it'll bleed together. So then it's very stiff, so it sits very nicely. So then what you can do is you can just use that as a pretty decoration or a piece of art. I have mounted it to cardstock before with some double-sided tape if you want it to be a little bit steadier, if you'd like to move it around, or you can just get a battery-operated candle and put it in there. My room is really bright, but it does glow very nicely when it's dark. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll try this project at home. It's my coffee filter glow. Thanks for joining me.